All right. I have a little bit of a confession. I have a pet peeve when it comes to teams or teamwork in a work setting or even a personal setting. I really don't like something called co-leadership. Now, let me be clear. I am not talking about situations where two people lead a group but have very distinct roles, where one handles strategy and the other one handles operations, or one handles people and one handles processes. That can work beautifully. I'm talking about true co-leadership. Two people, one shared role, one shared title, and theoretically, one shared vision. In my experience, it just doesn't work. A few years ago, I was volunteered for a team at work. And after a few years of contributing, I stepped up and volunteered to be the leader. I ended up loving this group at work. I love the work and I love what we got done. And I had ideas for where we could go and make it better. What I didn't know was that someone else had also been nominated for the same position. And somewhere along the way, a quiet little concept started floating around. Hey, what if instead of making a decision, we just made them co-leaders? The idea was pitched to me to think about, they said. So I did. That night, I sat down and wrote a full plan for what I wanted to do if I became the leader of this team. A real plan. Who should join the team, who maybe shouldn't be on the team anymore, what our goals would be, and how we could realistically hit them within the next year. Now, I know that sounds like a nightmare assignment, but I'm a dork, and I love this stuff. So give me a blank page, a vision, and a cup of Diet Coke, and I'm a pretty happy person. Then I started another page, and this one I titled, Why I Don't Want to Be a Co-Leader. Now, please don't judge me, just listen, I promise. I didn't write a list of reasons why the other person shouldn't do it. I had no issues with them at all. What I had issues with was the structure, the actual concept of co-leadership. The more I wrote, the clearer it became. Co-leadership only works if two people think almost eerily alike. Same instincts, same priorities, same communication style, same pacing, same vision, same everything. Otherwise, all you get is friction. And if they're not perfectly coordinated, it turns into every group project from grade school. One person ends up doing way more work, and both get the same credit. And while credit is not the point, clarity definitely is. People need to know who to go to. They need to know who makes the call. And the team needs direction, not a dual voice GPS constantly saying, recalculating, recalculating, recalculating. You see, this wasn't the first time I've heard of this idea of co-leadership and seen it tossed around, but it was the first time I was the one who was able to push back on it. And I simply said, no thanks. As it turned out, that no opened the door to something even better. You see, I ended up leading the team, but the other person ended up staying on the team in a different role that actually aligned with what they really wanted to do. They got to focus on their strengths without the extra baggage of leadership duties they didn't really want. It was a win-win. And the team thrived because we had clarity. We had one direction, one decision maker, and one voice guiding the group. Here's the takeaway. Leadership is not about the glory. It's not about the titles or even the power. Leadership is a responsibility, and responsibility requires clarity. So before you embrace co-leadership or any structure that sounds good on paper, ask yourself a few questions. Does this actually help the team? Or does it just make things a little bit more murky? Because sometimes the best thing you can do for a group is choose one leader, one direction, and let everyone else shine in the roles they were meant for.